Hey, chat. Oh, goodness. How is your Saturday going? How is your Saturday going? Um, I'm really excited because I think that we're in a position to finish Crimson Diamond tonight. Um, and then chat, just a little behind the scenes stuff that's going on. So the last few streams, I've been noticing Twitch has not been happy. It's been grumpy at our bit rate. And I know I've made some mentions about it. So I spent most of this afternoon trying to fix it. It's still mad. So in OBS, I have a little status panel up now. And I'm if I get distracted, it's because I'm trying to make sense of the numbers. But anyway, we got a lot to do tonight. We were in the middle of chapter 5. And we think we're almost at the end of chapter 5. And I think that there's only 7 chapters. But then here's the other thing, Pat. We were looking at our slides. And the other thing that I did was I built out a little template. I'm going to talk about this one in a second. These were our notes. I added the fact that Ranger Murdoch showed up. Again, another proof point that this is a homage to great murder mysteries. And then the other thing is I stole, so this screenshot, you'll notice along the side here, I've just pulled out some of the key colors in the palette, and especially bright colors that will look good against our gray. And also notice we have these small little squares in the top. So that'll be important later. So this is just going into shape fill using the eyedropper and grabbing. So we grab top of the hair, we grab some green, we did grab purple, but I didn't like purple. Grabbed the blue, and we grabbed the yellow. So that's where these, oh no, that's where those colors came from. And then I built this template. Found a 8-bit style font. And you'll notice we're leveraging the text box as sort of like our background. I tried making this a few ways. And really, I think that the best way, I was using a complex system of rectangles that were then overlapping. That was the wrong way. The easiest way was to just have one like square with our lighter shade of gray. We've just grabbed, these are our grays. And then this one is just a regular square. We just pop it here, it'll be fine. And then these are just smaller squares. These ones are just smaller squares that we just popped into the corner. But then most importantly, because you'll notice when we go full screen, like you lose the line. The line doesn't actually count as part of the shape. It's actually like sitting outside of a shape. So we've now taken this, copied it, and then chat, we paste it as an image so that it's perfectly sitting within our stage of the slide. So now when it's here, it looks good. Like you're going to see the gray lines. Okay. Then the next thing, of course, we got our grid lines. I've added 2 more. So where did these ones come from? I just grabbed a table, 3 by 3, lined it up, or 3 by 1, And so these lines are basically lining up with the lines of the table so that we have something to anchor what's gonna just be our key points. Because realistically, this is like your elevator pitch, and then this is like the highlights. And we already know it's tribute to Sierra, love of Canada, love of murder mysteries, and we love when people learn. And that's basically what we're going to pop here. Our love of Sierra. We'll do our love of Canada. Our love of mysteries. I was going to say great mysteries, but it won't fit. And our love of learning. You know what? And let's make these capitalized too. Make these capitalized so that it matches. And then chat, double click the word. And let's make these some colors. Learning. Mysteries. We can make that green. Canada, obviously the red one. Reddish. Sierra, you can be the blue. That tracks. There we go. All right, and then we'll round this out. We'll round this out. This is just some sample text. Your marketing speak. Crimson Diamond is more than a love letter to the text parser adventure games of the 80s and 90s. It introduces a generation of gamers to a new way of learning and thinking through play. Pop that into red. Inspired by our love of great mysteries, EGA pixel art, and Canada, our story follows Nancy Maple as she uncovers a web of deception, fraud, and murder in Northern Ontario in the 1910s. Chad, I don't remember what the year is. I think it's like 1914 because they keep saying that a war is coming. But I couldn't remember. Okay. We're gonna finish off this slide. We don't need this anymore. That was our brainstorming notes. We don't need it anymore. Okay, and then for this chat, we're just gonna steal some icons. So we'll steal mountain. We'll steal leaf. Okay. We'll steal mysteries. Mystery. Is that something? That's not something. Fingerprint. Finger. Let's do magnifying glass. Sure. Learning. Light bulb. Which one do we like better? This one or this one? This one? Okay. All right. We'll grab these. Need to spread them out. This is not what the Sierra Mountain looks like. This is just for fun. How big are these? Do we want these a bit smaller? Make them 2.4. This one I have an idea for. Oh, and this one too. This one, I mean, this one's the obvious one, right? We're going to just put this inside here. And this can just be here. Okay, this one, we're just popping to the bottom. And that's what these squares are for, to help us with lining up our icon. And giving a sense of like what is balanced. Because actually, you'll notice this is not in the center of the box, but actually we want sort of like the we want it to feel balanced. Because of the way that the icon has been designed, and your icons might be different, but the ones that actually are just stock in PowerPoint, they're just images. They feel willy-nilly. So some of them feel unbalanced. So we're trying to find the spot that makes it feel that this is more centered. It's kind of, this makes more sense in fonts. Like sometimes you have a font on your line that feels off. And it's because within, like, I don't know, the kerneling, I feel like I'm just explaining this wrong. Within like your buffers of this image here, it isn't necessarily all equal to everything else. So the squares are here to make sure that the image that we're building or our placement is going to feel harmonious. That's maybe the best way to describe it. The best example, like this one is easy. This one is pretty straightforward. Just going to pop it in and that'll feel fine, right? Like this feels good. Well, it's not centered, but this being here is fine. This works well. This doesn't feel off balance. This will kind of feel off balance if we just tried to center it. Because our eye goes to the circle and this is just like superfluous. We care less about this part. So this is what we're really lining up in our square. And you'll notice that it's like hanging out. Like if we centered this, it wouldn't look as good as if we kind of eyeball it so that it fits within our square better. And now that it's there, just need to make sure that this is going to be at the front. One can just pop in here. Needs to be a bit smaller. Now we just designed mystery icon. And then this one for the mountain. Oh, can you see this? No. Okay. We'll pop the mountain in here. But the Sierra mountain, the Sierra logo does not look like this. But we're actually going to ungroup the icon. Get rid of the half mountain we don't need. And now this can line up nice. Then we'll get rid of our little squares. Okay. And then these can just be white. Boop, boop. Oh, and you're different because you're a shape now. There we go. We made our slide. Okay, so that means slides are done. Let's get to the game. Load game. We're loading cookies. Okay, so yeah, chat. This is where we left off. Evan, Mr. Richards is missing. We think that Nessa is forcing him. Oh, let's pop this over to this side. We think that Nessa is forcing him to sign a will. Somehow, he managed to draw the picture of a thumbprint cookie. However, we can't get distracted by that right now. Because we have to go back to the cellar and we need to inspect Margot's body again. Because we didn't look at it enough. So that's the funny thing. We are like so close to, I think, wrapping up this chapter. Wrapping up chapter 5. But then the problem is, we didn't finish all the things from chapter 4. So we've examined her hair. We've examined her mouth. Her hair showed bald spots. Her mouth she had bad breath, which is a weird thing to say to a dead person. We got a key. from her pockets. But there's something else that we need to look at that's going to give us the information we need to share with Ranger Murdoch. Examine face. She was truly a beauty. Nope, that's not what we need to do. Examine cheeks. No, you can't. That's not how you spell cheeks. Examine nose. Oh, right, we did that one. Examine lips. No additional information. Okay. Right, we detect the odor. Examine odor. Examine ears. Did they know we were going to say this? Okay, this is, again, another proof point to just how much this game loves learning. You admire the majestic arch of the helix, the delicate shell-like folds of the concha, the grateful dip of the integral notch. Very nice. Those are some nice ears, chat. Those are some nice ears. We examined hair. Examine fingers. No. Oh, okay. Intense scrutiny of Margot's skin reveals no bruises or abrasions. Or abrasions. Or like. But you do find some rough, scaly areas on her hands and feet. Darkened areas and red, patchy lesions on her lower legs. Oh. Wonder if these skin problems have something to do with her aches and pains. Another note. Examine rough spots? Okay. That's the pamphlet for fingerprints. Yes, we did that. Yeah, we did these. Found arsenic in kit. Yes. Yes. Asked Jack about Margot's kit. Like, chat, we didn't finish what we need to do for Margot. Oh, try getting into the oh no, he was trying to get into the. See, this is all the shoe size stuff. Like, look at how much stuff that we've done, and we haven't even finished figuring out the killer stuff yet. Yeah, we got some jam jars. Oh, chat, here's the other thing. We died getting that jam jar the first time. Apparently, there's a bunch of achievements for dying. That was like 3 of 7. I don't know what we're supposed to be doing to die to get more achievements. Review. Talk to Nathan and Jack. Talk to Nathan and Jack about all of this? Oh, that's probably the footprint stuff. How about examine neck? Back of Margot's neck reveals darkened, rough patches. That's odd. Her neck is covered by her hair. Wouldn't have been exposed to much sunlight. This probably isn't sun damage. Margot's neck is free of bruises and scratches. She wasn't crawling or grasping at her own skin. This may indicate she didn't die of asphyxiation. Oh. That's interesting. Examine wrists? No. Examine feet. Okay. And they didn't let us examine her eyes. We examine nose, we examine ears. This feels like... okay, examine shoulders. Can't use shoulders. Examine knees. No. Examine toes. Can't use toes. Okay. And we did eyes, ears, mouth, and nose. Okay, we're good. We're good. I think we got everything. We figured out that it wasn't asphyxiation. Asphyxiation. Okay. OD. All right, and then before we find Nathan and Jack, we're gonna go tell Murdoch Mysteries over here. Tell RR. Apparently RR is the short form of Murdoch, Ranger Murdoch. About Margot. What I've learned about Margot's murder. Okay, how do I do that game? Do I need to show him something? Box of flypaper. We don't. Oh no, we use the silver key. We use the silver key. Okay, we'll talk about the investigation. Your investigate. Oh right. I think I was trying to make him British. It was exceptionally difficult. Yes, into Margot's suspicious death. I know that the flypaper here at the lodge contains arsenic. If Margot was poisoned, the killer could have somehow used the flypaper I found. I found some white powdery residue in the bottom of Margot's drinking glass. Earlier this evening, I saw Nessa bring Margot a jug of water and a glass. It would have been a perfect opportunity for Nessa to poison her. Amazing work, Miss Maple. Oh right, he was a big Chad. Truly well observed and reasoned. You say you want to be a geologist or a mineralogist? You'd do very well as a detective. Well, why, thank you. Your findings are very helpful. I'll collect my own evidence and make my own inquiries. Thank you very much. You can leave this with me now. You're welcome. I'm happy to help. Okay, I think that was enough then. LR about jam. You have nothing compelling to say about that? LR about jam jar? Found this jar floating in the water by the waterfall. It looks like someone was trying to dispose of it, but it got caught in the rocks. There's a white residue and a strip of damp flypaper inside. White residue? Maybe it's just dried soap. I don't think so. This flypaper's got arsenic in it. I think the residue is actually arsenic. I believe someone was soaking the flypaper in water to extract the arsenic. Who would do such a thing? I witnessed Nessa pouring the contents of her silver flask out onto the grass. She could have used that flask to store water that had been adulterated with arsenic. Found Nessa's fingerprint on the outside of the jar. She's definitely touched it. Why would Nessa do such a thing? I think Nessa's poisoned Margot. She was afraid her brother would bequeath the lodge and lands to Margot and not to her. I see. That's a very serious allegation, uh, Miss Miss Maple. Do you have anything else to tell me about your investigation? Hmm. Tell Ranger about investigation to share what you've learned so far. Oh, okay. Um. Okay. Tell R about Ranger Murdoch. I'd like to discuss my investigation with you. Your investigation? Yes, into Margot's suspicious death. I know that the flypaper here at the lodge contains arsenic. Margot was poisoned. The killer could have somehow used the flypaper I found. Are we just rereading everything all over again? Yes. Okay. I think that we've told him everything. Let's go find Jack. Nope. Where are they? No. And the interesting thing is, this is where I assumed that we would find. Okay, where are we going to find this circle, though? What are these guys doing? Okay, tell Jack about Evan. Evan seems to be a very nice man. Yeah, all he wants is peace and quiet. Tell Jack about Nessa? If Nessa was a nicer person, I'd say the theft of her brooch was a real shame. Tell Jack about Thimble? Talk to Jack. I have my theory of what happened in the smokehouse, but I still don't know where Mr. Richards was taken. I need to find out what that symbol is in the smokehouse. What that symbol in the smokehouse could mean. I should ask someone. I thought we just tried. Ask Jack about symbol. Jack, I saw a strange symbol in the smokehouse. I think Mr. Richards was kept there for quite a bit before being moved somewhere else. I was hoping you know what the symbol means? It's a circle within a circle. The innermost circle is filled with red. Red? You mean yar, like blood? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. The red color is actually raspberry jam. Well, why didn't you say so? Phew. The symbol is painted with raspberry jam. Is it kind of round? Reminds me of the thumbprint cookies I baked for Mr. Richards. He can never remember the Swedish name for him. Hallon Grota. Hallon Grota. It means raspberry cave. What? Raspberry cave? Like a mine? Like a garnet mine? Oh. Chat, is there a mine somewhere in this game? Got nothing to do with the gazebo, eh? Garnet mine. Is there a mine here? Salmon waterfall. Oh, not benefit. Look at waterfall. Should we ask? Maybe Nate will take us to the garnet mine. Okay, ask Nate about garnet Mine. Yeah, settlers have mined these lands before. They mined garnets that they crushed into abrasive powder. Once it became unprofitable, they left. That was about 30 years ago. We've worked hard to erase the vestiges of those mines and restore the wilderness to its natural state. Still, the area is a dangerous place that is best avoided. Ask where. Where do we find the mine? Nate. Ask Jack about mine. Nah, those were before my time. I don't know where the garnet mines are, so don't bother asking. Okay. Dangerous places, mine. Stay away. Where are we going to find them? Do we just take the car? Ask Nate about mine again? Best avoided. Okay, it's the same thing. Like, who will tell us about the garnet mine? Kimmy? What are they even doing in there? Okay. Ask Albert about mine. Wonderfully profitable enterprises. Not helpful. Oh, maybe the ranger will know where the mine is. Oh, Kimmy's sleeping. Okay, let's ask the ranger. Ranger. Murdoch. About mine. Yes, Crimson was well known for its garnet mines. That was before my time. Take me to mine. Either that isn't here or you see no need for that. Okay. Okay. How do we find the mine? Map. Okay, there's no... Kimmy map. Hard and damp is still... Okay, examine Kimmy map. Oh, the suit clocks. Did we ask about suit clocks? Okay, he doesn't know. Kimmy's sleeping. Nessa and Corvus probably aren't going to be around. We're looking for Richard. Doesn't know about it. How are we going to get to the mines, chat? Feel like legitimately stuck right now. We were making such good progress and I feel we've lost all of our momentum. We got arsenic. We got cookies. We got rocks. We got bird calls. Okay, let's look at the notes. Let's look at the notes. Oh, we successfully investigated and reported Margot's death, so we did get that one. Over here. Talk to Jack or Nathan. And we found out he's been taken to the Garnet Mines. Garnet Mines. Talk to Nate. Okay, sure. Oh, we just needed to talk to Nate. You breathlessly tell Nathan and Jack your theory about what happened in the smokehouse, ending with your belief that Mr. Richards was taken to the Garnet Mines. You'd think Mr. Richards was taken to the Garnet Mines. Those have been sealed shut for decades, which makes them a perfect place to hide someone. Yo. Bottle of rum. We should drive out there and check, just in case. I agree. It'll take some time to prep the automobile. To the carriage house. I'll meet you there. I'm gonna fetch Ranger Murdoch. Stay put here in the lodge, Nancy. In case Mr. Richards comes up. He's not coming back, Jack. Jack. What are you talking about? Well done. Well, I'm certainly not just going to wait around here. I'll convince Jack and Nathan to take me with them. They'll need all the help they can get. But before I head out, should I check in with the other folks in the lodge? Sure. Woody? Who are the other folks in the lodge? I feel like the only people left are Albert and Kimmy. What's happened? Albert's room is a mess. Clothes are hanging haphazardly in the wardrobe. The wastepaper basket is stuffed full of papers. And all of his luggage is gone. That's odd. Okay, examine basket. You can see crumpled papers in the wastepaper basket. They don't appear to have anything written on them. There's a strip of telegraph tape lying just outside of the wastepaper basket on the carpeted floor. Oh, fake tape. You pick up the strip of telegraph paper. Read tape? The telegraph tape reads as follows. Carl L. Proceed to Souk Locks with package. Deliver package by 3 a.m. Await further instructions. Well done in crimson. Well done in crimson. What could that mean? It's funny. That's exactly how I read that. And who on earth is Carl L? Note has been added to your notebook. Open drawer. You open the right desk drawers. Look in drawers. Drawers are empty. Oh, okay. Look in drawers. You see a cigar butt in the upper left drawer. Take butt. You take a cigar butt from the desk drawer. Examine butt. The coat of arms on the label of the cigar butt indicates that it's of Belgian make. The head of the cigar appears to have some oily smudges. Oh, you catch a whiff of its aroma. I smelled this type of cigar before, and not just in the lodge. Note has been added. Oh, do we think it was on the train? Okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry, chat. Didn't mean to bump my microphone. Dust butt. There were oily smudges ringing the cigar butt. After a generous application of soot, there are now sooty oil smudges. Looks like the fingerprint got smeared as the butt was being twisted to put it out inside the drawer. Glad I tried, though. Oh. Disappointing. I mean, I think we can assume who it is. Okay. Examine. Examine wardrobe. Oh. Look in wardrobe. Wardrobe still has some clothes sloppily draped on the hangers. Look in pockets. Oh. Take clothes. Would never fit you. Okay, let's... Oh, some of his things in the blue trunk in the upstairs closet. I wonder if anything was left behind. Oh, sure. Let's check. Oh, I forgot that... Oop. Nope. Hey, the little jewelry box is missing. In addition to her luggage. No comment on that, though. Oh. The big blue trunk's lid is up and the padlock hanging open. Wonder what was stored in here. Look in chest. There are some old threadbare linens lining the interior and obscuring the trunk's bottom. But the methodically feeling around but by methodically feeling around inside, you discover nothing. A bullet and a blasting cap. What? My father was in construction. I know a blasting cap when I see one. But why would Albert put these in here? Jack, let Albert store his things in this trunk. He wanted to lock this all away. Same as how he demanded to stay in Jack's room, the only bedroom with a lock. Seems like Albert was concerned about keeping his secrets. And he's armed. Uh-oh. Take cap. You take the blasting cap. Take bullet. Examine bullet. Do we think we'll find fingerprints? Examine cap. Oh, what's this? The maker's mark is imprinted on the tin. You recognize the brand as one that is commonly used in Toronto. My father was in construction, so I know what these look like. Kids would sometimes play with them. Not me, but other kids. It's likely Albert purchased these blasting caps in Canada. They tend not to get shipped overseas because they're fairly hazardous materials. Though it's hard to tell with the design printed on the lid, you think you can see an oily smudge. Aha, dust cap. You've revealed a fingerprint on the blasting cap. Aha. Examine print. No, compare print. You've revealed a fingerprint on the tin of the blasting caps. Yes, okay. You conclude. Aha, as I suspected, this fingerprint belongs to Albert. Blasting caps are not standard mineralogist equipment. Oh, reading's hard. Okay. Now what? Maybe I should take a closer look at Albert's room. Really? Again? What else do we think we're gonna find? Open nightstand. You open it. Look in nightstand. It's empty. Okay. Read book. The titles are in German, so you can't read them. But from the pictures on the cover, you surmise they are about minerals. Look under bed. It doesn't look like something is under there. Oh, it does look like something is under there. A cylinder wrapped in red paper is partially concealed under the bed. Wonder what this could be. Examine cylinder? After trying to examine the cylinder more closely while it's still under the bed isn't yielding any additional information. Oh, okay. Take cylinder. You reach down to retrieve the red cylinder from Albert's bed. Uh-oh. I think this is a stick of dynamite. Yep, it's a stick of dynamite. Looking at it makes you sweat. Dynamite is not a standard piece of mineralogical equipment. Albert stored blasting caps in the blue trunk and dynamite in his luggage under his bed? It seems. Oh. Starting to think he's not a mineralogist at all. I think I'm getting the picture here. Albert isn't who he says he is. I believe he's headed to the Sulaks to sabotage them with explosives. Found a bullet and a blasting caps in the blue trunk. Albert is probably armed and is fairly well acquainted with how to use explosives, seeing as that how he knew to store his dynamite and blasting caps separately. This doesn't bode well. Do we think he's the one that blew up the bridge, chat? Did Albert blow up the bridge? And I think he tossed my luggage out of the train to eliminate my field kit, so I couldn't interfere with his sham field work. I think he was in the train car with me and Kimmy. I do remember the smell of this particular brand of cigar. I need to head to the carriage house and tell Jack, Nathan, and Ranger Murdoch. Kimmy? Kimmy? Wake up, Kimmy. Wake up. Kimmy. My goodness, no. If folks found you a bit annoying before, you'll never live it down if you start disturbing people's sleep. Why do they think Nancy is annoying? Okay, can we leave Kimmy a note that Albert is a bad guy and no. And no. You can't use bad in this game. All right. Kimmy's just gonna sleep the day away. All right, let's go. Here we go. And oh, what's this? The double doors have been thrown wide open. You can see Ranger Murdoch and Jack inside the carriage house. They look nonplussed. Jack, what's going on? Yarr! The automobile's gone, Nancy. I can see that. Someone must have picked the lock on the driver's side door and made off with it. I think Albert's stolen the automobile. You hear a rumbling. Is that thunder? Nope, that's Nathan. He went and got his automobile. Tell me what you know on the way. Time's a wasting. Let's go. Right. Gonna be a bit of a tight squeeze and a bumpy ride. It's actually Evan's father's old car. I've managed to keep it running decently well, though the shocks are pretty stiff. Decently well? Heh, it'll be fine, Nancy. Just hang on tight. You all pile into Nathan's automobile and head for the mine. Amazing. Mr. Cardinal, I'm sorry we couldn't meet under better circumstances. I understand your reluctance to be involved with the authorities. It's entirely justified. Evan's in danger. I'll help my friend. We can figure out the rest later. I will safeguard you from any consequences of going off reservation. I promise. Let's deal with that later. I think Albert's stolen the car. You do? What makes you think so, Nancy? Albert's luggage is gone, and his room is a mess. It looks like he left in a hurry. Albert had so much luggage, and Jack said it was very heavy. Yeah, sure was. There's no way he could have handled all that luggage himself, unless he took the automobile. I think he's driving it to the Sulaks to destroy it. I stumbled upon a confrontation between Albert and Kimmy. He was furious with her. It was a bewildering encounter. Kimmy had a map with the Sulak circled. I think that had something to do with Albert leaving so suddenly. He must have thought she was onto his sabotage plan, but Kimmy told me she was interested in seeing the Sulaks as a tourist. He's not a Belgian mineralogist at all. He's a German spy. Oh, chat. I wasn't tracking that. Nancy came to that conclusion well before I did. Is that why he kept saying that there was a war coming? We were giving him the wrong accent. We were giving him the wrong accent. I thought he was British. And his name might actually be Carl. Carl L. Carl L? Where'd you hear that name? I found this telegraph tape and stick of dynamite in Carl's room. And I found a bullet and a blasting cap in the blue trunk where he was storing some of his things. I think Carl is highly knowledgeable about explosives, armed and dangerous. Fantastic detective work, Nancy. You never cease to amaze me. I need to notify the appropriate authorities and follow up on this imminent threat. Oh, also, I think Albert's got a gun. He's been storing bullets in the blue trunk too. And he's knowledgeable with explosives. He was storing the blasting caps and dynamite separately. I think we're dealing with a professional saboteur, one that's armed and dangerous. If I haven't, specified that enough. Got it. I'll keep all of that in mind when we confront him, Nancy. Thank you. You make sure you stay in the automobile. I don't want you to get hurt or wrapped up in all of this. Please be careful. I will. I'll tell you how it goes when we meet again. Oh no, is Murdoch gonna die? Oh. Hey, welcome to the stream. Jattlers. Maybe he's just a real good spy and thus is able to fake a proper British accent. In the lore of all of this, it makes a ton of sense that he was attempting a British accent and it was terrible because mine wasn't great. Mr. Cardinal, could you please drop me off at the train station? I can send an urgent telegram for reinforcements. We'll have rangers at the Sulaks as soon as possible. Of course, but first, to the Garnet mines. They're closer. Good idea. You always have such great ideas, Mr. Cardinal. Telegrams travel faster than any automobile. Albert would take some hours to arrive at his destination. Yeah, it kind of fits with his attempt to pretend to be a mineralogist, being terrible as well. Yeah. Have you played this before? Nathan stops his automobile as close to the Garnet mine as he dares. The ground is rugged, and any roads leading to and from the area have fallen into disrepair many years ago. A bit of stealth is imperative as well. It wouldn't do for Nessa and Corvus to be alerted to your presence. Consequences for Evan could be dire. You and Jack watch Nathan turn the automobile around to head for the distant train station. It's all up to you now. Excellent job. Kudos on your thorough investigative technique. The mine entrance has been blasted shut. Can't be where Nessa and Corvus took Evan. Oh no, my theory's wrong. Nancy, Yar, wait a minute. This is the closest entrance to the mine. They were on foot. Not to mention, this is fresh rubble. Most likely they did use this entrance, but the entrance collapsed after them. Abandoned mines are dangerous places. You have to be careful. Yar. Chapter 6, Confrontations. Yeah, I played this maybe a year ago. My favorite game I've played this decade. It is? Oh, that's great. We have been having a great time playing this game. And the other thing is, we've been trying to get into the headspace of what was like the impetus for creating this game. And I truly believe it is love of Sierra games. Like that part's the most obvious. Like love like Colonel's Bequest, and the Lorabo. Lorabo 1 and 2, some of my favorites. A love of Canada, a love of mysteries, and then also a love of helping people learn. I may be a bit biased because I waited a solid 30 years for someone to make another EGA text parser game after the Sierra stuff. Yeah, kind of got out of fashion. And I think that's the thing. This is like introducing a generation of gamers to like those classics. And this truly feels like a Lorabo like part 3. Like yeah. All right. How are we gonna get in? Don't know, but I'm gonna grab that shovel and start digging. Okay, Jack, we have dynamite. Jack starts digging at the rubble at the mine entrance. Gotta help Jack with this. Game has autosaved. Note's been added to your notebook. Okay. Let's see. We'll start with luck. The abandoned garnet mine looks stark and desolate in the moonlight. Debris and forgotten equipment litter the area. There's rubble completely obstructing the entrance. The rubble does look fresh. Could be that Nessa and Corvus did enter the mine from here. Jack is here. Examine wire? Wire's still in pretty good condition. It should work. Take wire. You take the reel of wire. Wonder if I can figure out a faster way to clear the rubble. Disclaimer. The developer of this game assumes no responsibility or liability for any errors or omissions in the processes depicted, particularly dangerous ones involving explosives. Do not attempt anything in this game in real life. This is maybe the best disclaimer I've ever seen in anything. Look. Plunger? The plunger detonator, detonator is probably the right word there, has been weathered by the elements and looks very worn, but it might still work. Only one way to find out. Oh, I love this. Take plunger. You take the plunger detonator. I wonder if I can figure out a faster way to clear this rubble. Now I have a plunger detonator, wire, blasting cap, and a stick of dynamite. Wonder if I could rig this up to blast the mine entrance open. Okay, what do we think the order is for this? How about combine wire to app. You can't use combine. Okay. Inventory. Probably the cap, wire. What are we gonna, how are we gonna describe this? Add wire to cap. Can't do that. We can't combine. We can, what verb do we want to use? Attach wire to cap. The wire would transmit the charge from the plunger detonator, but that wouldn't be sufficient to set off the dynamite. You need to insert the blasting cap into the dynamite first. Oh, okay. Insert cap into dynamite. You carefully insert the blasting cap into the dynamite. Okay, insert wire to dynamite. Can't just insert the wire directly into the dynamite, it won't explode. I need to insert a blasting cap into the dynamite and then the wire into the blasting cap. I see. Never thought Dad's experience as a dynamiter on construction crews would come in handy. Okay, insert wire into cap. You stick the end of the wire into the blasting cap, which has been inserted into the dynamite. Do we want to lay dynamite near rocks? You can't use lay. Okay, let's just insert wire into plunger. You need to cut the wire from the reel before you can insert it into the plunger. Oh, that makes sense. Cut wire. I'm all set. I just need to cut the wire from the reel and insert the cut end into the plunger. You don't have wire cutters right now, and you don't see any here. Where can we get wire cutters? Ask Jack about wire cutters. Would you happen to have any wire cutters, Jack? Yar, I do actually. Perfect, may I borrow those? Sure thing. Here you go, Nancy. Wire cutters. Thanks. Cut wire with our cutters. Strip the wire from the reel. Great. Insert wire into plunger. You insert the wire into the plunger detonator. The explosive is rigged. Time to set it off. Game is autosaved. Do we think this is an achievement? Getting blown up by dynamite? Blow up mine. That achieves a little effect. Insert dynamite. That course of action yields no results. Give dynamite to Jack. Now you keep that. Insert dynamite into rocks. Jack, I'm ready to set the explosive charge. Got it, Nancy. Yar, give me a second. Wait, where did you get dynamite? What have you been doing back there? Yar, ready. You carefully place the rigged dynamite close to the rubble. Okay, we're all set. No, no, we're not all set. Move plunger to rock. Good job, Nancy. Good job. I've taken the plunger and placed it out of harm's way. Fortunately, the wire was long enough. So it probably was an achievement. Push. Plunger. Oh, here goes nothing. Oh, that was a bit anticlimactic. Well, it was only one stick of dynamite after all. One stick can only do so much. Oh no. Oh, but maybe we've cleared enough that we could go in without Jack. Sorry, chat, didn't oh, there's actually two, one for blowing up yourself and another if you also take Jack with you. That's so funny. That's so funny. That would not benefit from closer examination. Wasn't the point? Didn't it specifically say that we needed to be like stealthy? It's like, for Evan's sake, we need to be very stealthy now that we're here. Let's blow up the mine with dynamite. The hole in the rubble looks fairly stable. You fervently hope that it is. Okay. Enter. Cool. All right. I can fit through this opening. Yarn, Nancy, this is really dangerous. Let's widen this hole a bit more. Evan's in danger. And he was always really mean to me, so I should risk my life to save this. There's no time to lose. You keep working on the rubble and follow when you can. Okay, Nancy, you're the boss. You be careful, you hear? I will, I promise. Boop, 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 boop. Wait, before you go, it's gonna be dark as night in there. Darker even. Take this lantern. Whoop. How did I miss Jack's pirate captain backstory when playing this myself? I mean, it feels like it's part of the subtext. Got another one, don't you worry. You're not the only one with big pockets. Good luck, kiddo. Thanks, Jack. You squeeze through the small hole in the rubble and enter the mine. Oh, wow. Seeing the lantern light reflected brilliantly on the thousands of red crystals embedded in the walls, you're suddenly reminded of why you traveled to Crimson in the first place. If this situation wasn't so dire, you'd be dazzled by this cave of natural wonders. Instead, the red gleams look like blood is bleeding on every surface. Oh, beating on every surface. Just waiting to fall. You shiver. Toronto feels like it's 1,000,000 kilometers and 1,000,000 years away. Oh dear. It's so dark in here. I need to figure out which way Nessa and Corvus have taken Mr. Richards. If, indeed, they came this way at all. Game is autosaved. Boop boop. Oh, that's really cool. The art in this game is just so stunning. Oh! Oh no! It's just a little crush. Don't give in to the pressure. Before moving on, find your way. Better luck next time. Oh no. Load game. Inside the mine. Load. Thank you, autosave. Thank you, autosave. Okay, we need to be more careful. Look. The Garnet Mine's interior is much cooler than the outside. The air feels stale and still. You're grateful for the lantern's light, though the warm glow quickly gets swallowed by the darkness. The opening you created to enter the mine seems to float in the air like a portal to another world. You can see a good deal of the mining machinery that was left behind years ago, as well as the discarded shovel. I think this machine is some sort of crusher. You notice a particularly large red crystal embedded in a nearby boulder. Oh, gorgeous. Okay. Take shovel? Now that you're inside the mine, there's no need for the shovel. Oh, too bad. Could have used this when helping Jack clear the rubble outside. Okay. Take ruby? Either that isn't here. Okay, take garnet. Moving closer to the coarse garnets if you'd like to examine them more closely. Sure. Take garnet. You don't see that right. What? Take big garnet. Okay, wait. What did they call the big garnet? The wooden support beam, twisting wildly to one side like a ship's mast in a storm. It's a particularly large crystal. Oh, it's just a crystal. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, take crystal. Ting, 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 ting. You chip a particularly lovely crystal sample out of the rock. A note has been added. What's the note? Yep. Yep. And the fingerprint. Yeah, okay, we did this. Crystal sample taken from the mine's interior. Okay. Rub, fill, and plate. You carefully rub the colorless specimens embedded in the boulder sample on the strike plate, one by one. Some of the specimen streaks white, which is to be expected of garnets. But some of the specimens aren't streaking the plate at all. Oops. While performing your streak test and holding the lantern at the same time, you fumble and your hand slips. Oh no! Draw the samples forcibly across the porcelain plate, right on the most prominent red crystal specimen. The large red crystal was actually making it awkward for you to streak test the colorless specimens. Ah, nothing. No streak? Could these be rubies? But they don't look quite right. These might not be garnets. Unfortunately, I'm not carrying anything that I have confirmed as a ruby or harder. Testing this will have to wait. Cool. We don't... Okay, let's save. Side mine. Okay, how do we not get crushed? Look. Okay. The light reveals an entranceway leading upwards to the right. Every rock is speckled with crystals, large and small. Feels like I'm in a treasure cave. I suppose I am. Oh, geez. Here? Oh, no! You slip and fall into the distant, jagged depths of the mine. How do we not die? Where am I going? Uh-oh. You aimlessly wander in the mine until the lantern goes out. Oh no! Have a game plan first, or some step-by-step directions. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's helpful. That's helpful. Okay, let's look at the crusher. You get a good look at the machinery, covered in a thick layer of dust and clearly hasn't been used or even touched in years. Is there like a map somewhere that we're not seeing? Look in bucket. Look inside the metal bucket. 1/3 full of coarsely ground garnets, smaller than gravel but larger than sand. When industrial abrasives are sold, they're ground finer than this. This is the first stage of grinding. An impact crusher would be used to grind these coarse garnets even finer than this. Okay, this kills us. This probably kills us. We go downwise? Examine post. I would not benefit from closer examination. Oh, we did this one already? Oh, no. Okay, okay. Examine crusher. Yes. And examine bucket. Can we take bucket? Okay, we don't need the bucket. Oh, interesting. I think like half the possible deaths in this game are in this mine. Okay, well, we've started to find them all. Oh no, we're gonna get crushed again. Oh, jeez. Okay. Find your way. Yeah, how are we gonna do that game? Can't take the shovel. How about this? Talk to Jack. Jack is not here to talk to. Oh. Jack. Jack, where do we go? Yes. Treasure cave. Oh, geez. Okay. Okay, we're missing something. We're missing something. No, 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 game. No, game. We didn't go there. Game, we didn't go there. We didn't go there. Okay, okay. Here's our ruby. Got our lantern. What do we have that is going to help us look around in here? Nothing. Okay, we'll do review. Got to track Nessa and Corvus through the mine and find Mr. Richards. Okay. Examine floor. The floor of the garnet mine is covered in dust and rock particles. That, plus the lack of wind and weather, kept dozens of sets of shoe prints looking as fresh as the day they were made. Oh, the shoe prints still look very clear, but are covered in dust like everything else. Most of the shoe prints. Check. Size? Size check, I think. Fantastic. I've gotten everyone's shoe sizes. That should come in handy. Okay. All right, we're checking the shoe prints. Examine footprints. Aha, here are some pointy-toed size 14 men's dress shoes. And an impression made by size 8 women's shoes. And size 12 men's boots. I recognize this tread pattern from Mr. Richards' other boots. The 3 sets of shoe prints are the freshest after all. Now, I need to track these shoe prints and discover where they went. Fresh shoe prints head east, deeper into the mine. Nothing but dusty miner shoe prints down this southern path. Okay. So this east? Gee, I'm glad I was able to track Nessa and Corvus down this path. I hope I can find Mr. Richards before it's too late. Uh-oh. Ah! What was that? Despite the terrifying rumbles and shudders surrounding you, you forge onwards. Game has autosaved. Just as you reach this firelit cavern, your lantern goes out. Oh no, the lantern is out of oil. There's no turning back now. Sign your will, Evan. Sign my fake will, you mean? You're so smart. Why didn't you just forge Pa's will? Then you wouldn't have had to come up with this dumb scheme. If you were so smart, you'd know that Pa's liar is still alive. He'd pipe up pretty quickly if an actual will from his client came out of nowhere. This is perfectly suitable backup plan. It's much easier to forge your will. If you do as you're told, I'll let you die quickly. Otherwise, you'll starve to death in the dark. And we'll forge your signature anyway. You know Nancy's on to you. You won't get away with this. We'll see about that. It'll be her word against ours. I have to rescue Mr. Richards. My first order of business is to distract Corvus. Oh geez. How are we gonna do that? Doot doot. Doot doot. Doot doot. Doot doot. This is a pretty good place to conceal myself should Corvus happen to turn his head. Oh, okay, great. Inventory. What do we have available? And where's Albert in all of this? Okay, we got our green hat. We got almonds. Got salt. We've got... Oh, no. No, a duck call is probably not going to help us. Should we just stab him in the neck with our ice pick? I don't think becoming a murderer is really the answer. We could poison him with arsenic. Sticker tape. Cigar. Bullet. Oh, wire cutters. Lantern with no oil. Just realized that I don't think anybody's ever made a text parser game with actual voice acting. Now I probably have to wait another 30 years for that. Just feel free to use my audio next time you play the game. It's available for use. Probably as intended. Pirate Jack Sparrow. Chad Ranger Murdoch. Okay. Look, Orvis. Orvis is keeping watch over the proceedings. You won't be able to do anything until you deal with him. Yes. And we think that what we need to do what do we have that could distract him? Oh no. Oh! Have I just killed everyone? What was that? Just another cave-in. Oh no. All right. Okay, here we go. Use it. Use it. Okay, this should be pretty good. I've actually been toying with the idea that if I ever bothered to make a game myself, I'd add some Easter egg voice acting where I do literally every character's voice myself. I think that's an amazing idea. Like if you put in the Konami code, it'll unlock voice acting in the game. Okay. What else? We've arrived at an open cavernous area. Path descends down to a natural platform. Cave-ins have been rocking the mines to create some deep chasms. Abundance of rock of various sizes litter the floor. Oh! Rockfall looks fresh too, and there's a lot more of it. One doorway to the north is still clearer. Doorways to the north and east are blocked by rocks. This is a very dangerous area. There's a central doorway that leads further back into the mine, as well as a doorway to the right that is completely clogged with rockfall. You see a large boulder, even taller than you, in the shadows nearby. You also see a table, a fire, and a wheelbarrow. Can we? Throw almond. Aha! Oh no! Oh no, he tied us up. We have to get out of here. Maybe Nancy was followed. Yes, we do. Any last words, brother dearest? Oh, we've made a huge mistake. Not for you. Nessa takes a handful of crushed almonds from the table. She stuffs the almonds in Evan's mouth. Ugh, is he allergic to almonds? Nessa, what have you done? I should have done that a long time ago. Bye, Nancy. Corvus takes the lantern, follows Nessa out of the cavern. You're left in darkness, listening to Mr. Richards gasp his last breaths. Sorry, Mr. Richards. All you can do is wait. Feels like an eternity. And then... footsteps? I'm in here, help! Nancy, is that you? Mr. Richards? Ranger Murdoch! Nancy! Mr. Richards is dead! Let's get you out of here. Wait, is this... This feels like the bad ending. Ranger Murdoch takes out a pocket knife and saws through the ropes that are binding you. Thanks. Corvus got away and so did Nessa. I'm sorry I failed. The important thing is you're safe. Come along. Sorry, Mr. Richards. Goodbye. Ranger Murdoch leads the way out of the mine. Feel incredibly relieved to be out of that mine. Feels like a great weight has been lifted off your shoulders. The automobile parked down the hill. And there are more Rangers waiting for us at the train station. All because I got there in time. How did everyone get here so quickly? Well, it wasn't quick, actually. I'm not actually a forest ranger. I'm a member of the Northwest Mounted Police. We've been on the trail of a German spy and saboteur who is rumored to be in this area. We believe he is responsible for the bombing of the bridge west of Crimson. Albert Respa? I mean, Carl L? A man known as Carl Leffler. You revealed him, Nancy. Well done. Not only that, you tipped us off to what was next, what his next target would be. The Sulaks. Right again. And as you know, Canada declared war on Germany a few weeks ago. It appears operatives directed by the German Foreign Office have undertaken a campaign here in Canada to delay military aid to Europe by targeting transportation links such as railways, bridges, and canals. We strongly suspect that Carl L., a man we know as Carl Leffler, is one of those operatives. He has been apprehended at the Sulaks while setting up explosive charges. And thanks to your impeccable detective work, Mr. Leffler will surely be brought to justice. Oh, gee. Let's go. No, this can't be the real one. No. This can't be our ending. This can't be our ending. There has to be a way to like get a much better ending. Chapter 7, Conclusions. Oh, I don't want to do this yet. No. No. We're not reading this. No, don't. Stop the cutscene. Stop the cutscene. Stop the cutscene. Oh, no. No. Don't autosave. Don't autosave. No. We don't want to do this. Skip for next question. Sleep to end. No. Bedtime quiz. Final confrontations. Yes, this. There has to be a way to do this. Okay. Take rock. Okay, there is a rock. You pick up a plain rock from the floor. Throw rock. You saw me when I threw the almond. Throw rock to door. You throw the plain rock down the passage. Okay. Yes. This is the much better way. What was that? Someone coming from the middle passage? I thought I heard something too. I'll take a look. Oh no. Wait, Carl Leffler or Respa actually was some German spy trying to blow up stuff in Canada back in that day. That's historically accurate? I thought you'd be more than satisfied with the ending where the bad guy murders her brother and succeeds in all of her schemes. I mean, in some way I am. Just because there is an element of, if I was in that situation, I probably would be the one who beansed it. In an attempt to do good, I would just make everything worse. As far as I know, the German spy guy is pretty much historically accurate. I think that just is just one more reason I am so impressed by this game. It's just so fun to play this game. Orvis, what have you done, you oaf? We're trying to murder my brother here. Like, what good are you? Either Corvus is inaudible behind that pile of rubble or unable to reply and unalived himself. Oh, I didn't expect that to happen. I just wanted to create a distraction. Corvus? Let's see if I can free Mr. Richards while Ness is preoccupied. 2 against 1 sounds like better odds. Maybe we can turn the tables on her until Jack arrives with help. You better be digging as hard as I am, Corvus. Buffoon. You always mess things up, always. Do you remember that time when we were in Toronto and we were supposed to go to like the east side of Bloor and you took us to the west side of Bloor? Nessa continues to paw ineffectively through the rubble while chastising Corvus. Okay. Boop boop. Boop boop. Nancy? Uh-oh. Oh no. What are you doing here? You just don't know when to quit, do you? When I get over there, you'd wish you'd never meddled. Oh geez. Oh no. 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 Nessa pulls out a knife. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. And now to take care of you. Oh no. Oh, it's the almonds again. Okay, okay, okay. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no. Load game. We were so close. We were so close. We might need to save Scum. Take rock. Okay. Throw rock to door. Not his exact target necessarily, but was sent there to blow up bridges and railways. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm fairly certain there is no Crims in Ontario. I mean, I don't know North Ontario well enough to say one way or the other. But yeah, that's super cool. I mean, just the idea of mixing historically accurate and fictional events, that's some of my favorite. That's my sweet spot. That's my sweet spot for fun stories. Oh. Nope. Okay, let's see if we could free all right, save Scum. Do we have to just like walk quieter? Ease it. Ease it. Oh, oh no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Save Scum. Salmon, wheel, barrow. You don't need to examine the wheelbarrow closely to know that it can't be moved. Okay. Only has one handle. Couldn't even lift a single one of these rocks either. Maybe not Crimson Ontario, but I think the Sulaks is an actual thing. Oh, cool. Take handle? Okay. Throw bullet in fire. Throwing the one rock was enough. Time for something else. Okay. How do we get her to stop seeing us? What do we have? Oh, we have wire. Or could we douse the flame? Do we still have water? Or water on fire? Make the cavern any darker or scarier. Okay. So we don't want to do that. Look at fire. What's in there? While the fire is a welcoming source of light, it's flickering and the long shadows it casts lends an air of menace to the scene. How about look at lantern? You can see a lit lantern set down beside a large boulder. Nessa and Corvus must have brought this lantern and used it to light the fire. Now that the lantern Jack lent me is burned out, this lantern is the only ticket out of here. Oh, interesting. Talk to Evan. Can't risk calling attention to yourself right now. Does he not see me? Okay, tease it. Oh. Was this the way? Okay. Take almonds. Can't think of a good reason to do that. They're just the Jordan almonds. They're not my favorite, but they aren't really dangerous. They are, though. They are. Okay. Untie Evan. Not close enough to do that. Okay. Tease it. Nancy, damn it. No, stop this. Cut rope with wire cutter. No result. Oh, no. Okay, low gain. The exit is clogged with rubble. I can't go this way. Nancy, damn it. No. How do we get past her? Tie Nessa with wire. Too cumbersome to use. You need something smaller and faster to deploy. Okay. Oh no! Oh no. We don't have what we need. I'm not sure I have what I need to do this. Maybe I could have taken something from the lodge before leaving? I didn't know what I needed to bring with me, Nancy. Oh, we can only get the bad ending? Put place hat on rock. A course of action yields wear hat. You don't need to wear your hat. Oh no. Oh no. We don't have what we need. We don't have what we need though. Oh, Evan, I'm sorry, but you're gonna die. Review. I need to figure out how to help Evan. Oh, we tried. Nancy, what are you doing here? You'd wish you'd never meddled. Can we... Now I've got you, dearie. Nessa pulls a knife out of her skirt pocket. Nessa ties you up tightly with a length of rope and sets you down beside her brother. Oh, Evan, I really thought we were gonna save you, buddy. Nessa turns menacingly toward her brother. And now to take care of you. Nessa takes a handful of crushed almonds from the table. Oh, okay. I'd say you're not only able to get the bad ending, but you probably won't be able to get the best one either. But I think you should be able to save Evan at least. I'm not sure how. Whatever it is that I need to do, it's not coming to me as a solution. And I feel like at this point, that's just the ending I deserve. If I was smarter, I would have been able to help. I would have been able to help Nancy help Evan. There's a couple things around the fire you could try messing with. Oh. Nessa picks up the lantern and gives you one last look. Goodbye, Miss Maple. Enjoy slowly starving to death. Okay, answer me this. Could we trip her with the wire if we tied it along her path? Because that's really the only other thing I can think of. The rest of my stuff feels more like evidence than equipment. Nah, I don't think the wire does anything here. Okay. You do your best to comfort Mr. Richards, though you don't know if he can hear you. You tell him about how beautiful Crimson is and what it felt like for you to see it for the first time. You keep talking until the wheezing stops. Then you sit, stare into the fire. Eventually, you hear voices and footfalls. I'm in here, help! Nancy, is that you? Mr. Richards? Ranger Murdoch! Nancy. Mr. Richards! Dead. Let's get you out of here. Ranger Murdoch takes out a pocket knife and saws through the ropes that are binding you. Thanks. Oh, Corvus is trapped behind that rubble in the middle passageway. We should probably get him out. Working together, you eventually clear the rubble and free Corvus. He's a bit worse for wear, but has only minor injuries. Ranger Murdoch cuffs Corvus just in case. I'm sorry, Mr. Richards. Goodbye. Ranger Murdoch leads the way out of the mine. You feel incredibly relieved to be out of the mine. It feels like a great weight has been lifted off your shoulders. The automobile is parked down the hill. And there are more rangers waiting for us at the train station. How did everyone get here so quickly? Well, it wasn't quick, actually. I'm not actually a forest ranger. I'm a member of Northwest Mounted Police. We've been on the trail of a German spy and saboteur who was rumored to be in this area. Alright, we're gonna skip through these pieces because we know all this. Got a little Corvus with cuffs on. here we go. Conclusions. The train station is a flurry of activity. Rangers are milling all around, consulting with each other in whispered conversations. Inside, you can hear the non-stop whirl and tick of the telegraph machine. The ranger in charge looks up and acknowledges Ranger Murdoch with a nod.
Just the man I wanted to see. Thanks to the intelligence you provided, we were able to alert the authorities in Sault Marie.
Oh, in Sault Ste. Marie.
About the impending sabotage attempt on the Sulaks. They were all ready and waiting, and caught the man red-handed with luggages full of dynamite and blasting caps, not to mention a 9mm lugger in the glove box. Imagine his surprise when they called him by his real name, Karl Leffler, aka Albert Respa, German spy and saboteur. Would have loved to have seen the look on his face. All in all, some mighty fine work, Ranger Murdoch. Crisis has been averted.
As much as I like to take credit for it, Nancy Maple here is the one you ought to be thanking. She single-handedly figured it all out. All I did was pass along the information.
Well then, my thanks to you, Nancy Maple. You're a Canadian hero.
Oh, thanks.
Though I'll warn you now, you might have to be an unsung hero at that. I have a feeling the Canadian government won't want to reveal just how vulnerable we were tonight. Could undermine the public's confidence at a critical turning point to our country.
Oh, I don't mind at all. As long as things worked out for the best, I guess.
They did, Nancy, truly.
Thank you for your service.
Now, what have you got here?
We just came from the old abandoned garnet mine. These folks were trying to rescue Mr. Evan Richards, who'd been kidnapped earlier this evening. Unfortunately, Mr. Richards was killed and the perpetrator, Nessa Krabby, escaped. But we do have her accomplice, Mr. Corvus Shaw. They're also suspected of a murder of a young woman.
I had nothing to do with that.
We'll see what the investigation reveals, Mr. Shaw. We're aggressively pursuing this fugitive. The charges against her are very serious. We'll use every resource at our disposal.
Roger that. A busy night then.
Yes, indeed. Please dispatch some crime scene investigators to the lodge so we can build a really strong case.
Roger that.
I'm heading back down to Toronto now. I need to meet with some higher-ups immediately. The Northwest Mounted Police has commandeered a train back to the city. I've been told you call Toronto home, Miss Maple. Will you join me? Oh, I'm exhausted. I don't think I'm up for more traveling tonight. I'm not ready to leave Crimson just yet. Do yourself. I'll need to take your statement for the report, but that can wait a day or two. Thank you. I'll need a bit of time to get my thoughts in order. Of course. There's going to be a ton of paperwork to do for this whole caper. I'll be trapped behind a desk for weeks. Do send word when you'll be returning. I'll pick you up from Union Station and escort you straight to the police station myself. Will do. Thank you, Ranger Murdoch. Nathan drives you and Jack back to the lodge. Margot's death feels like it happened weeks ago. And your arrival in Crimson feels like it happened months ago. And it feels like years ago when you spoke to your boss, Professor Plummer. Oh, my boss! My fieldwork! What am I going to tell him? Despite the excitement of the evening, you find yourself nodding off, only to be jolted awake when Nathan's automobile hits an uneven stretch of road. Eventually, not even the bumpy road can arouse you. Oh, can rouse you.
Nancy? Yar! You awake? We're back.
Once Jack has roused you from your deep slumber, you make your way upstairs as quietly as possible, lest you wake Kimmy. My goodness, what a night. Never been so exhausted. and I doubt I'll have any trouble sleeping after a man was just murdered right beside me. You climb into bed and are eager to fall asleep. But as your gaze falls onto the ransacked curio cabinet, you realize there are a few things you may want to bring up with the other inhabitants of the lodge tomorrow morning. Better make some new notes on fresh paper to remind myself. Or I could just decide to go to sleep if I wish. Game is autosaved. Did Margot have an accomplice in the ruby brooch theft? No. I think Margot acted alone. Who was the imposter at Crimson Lodge? Oop. Why is this paused? Albert. Oh, I guess I didn't get the other one right. That explains why he was examining the glacial erratic. He had no idea that it wouldn't be a good indicator of the geology in the area. What was Kimmy's true goal? Oh no! Birds. Oh, after everything I've witnessed, I'm pretty certain that Kimmy is just a keen bird watcher who probably had the worst vacation of her life. Everything and anything can look suspicious if you're looking for suspicious activity. Were Evan Richards and Nathan Cardinal friends or enemies? Whoa! Friends. The conversation in the conservatory indicates that they are similarly aligned when it comes to the fate of the lodge and lands. They also met in the study after that first dinner. It was hard to tell if they were friendly then, but I did see them shake hands. They respected each other. And Nathan helped me and Jack try to rescue Mr. Richards tonight. He's a true friend. Mr. Richards was lucky to have him. What were Jack and Nathan trying to conceal? Ooh. I don't know. I didn't get to hear that conversation. Rubies? That doesn't make much sense. Maybe I should try again? Sure. What were they trying to conceal? I thought they were trying to conceal, why would Jack have tried to conceal something though? We didn't get a chance to see that conversation. We couldn't eavesdrop, and then we never saw. Were Margot and Jack having an affair? Yes. I suspected Margot were having an affair. I heard them in Margot's boudoir the first night I was in the lodge. It sounded like they were up to something suggestive. Maybe this is something I can get cleared up tomorrow morning. Mr. Richards and Margot are both gone, after all. It would just be to satisfy my curiosity. What item suggests Nessa came to the lodge intending to threaten or harm Evan? Almonds? I have a feeling that Jordan almonds figure into this somehow, but how? He was allergic. No matter, I can't have all the answers. Now, about that curio cabinet. Oh, really? Oh, we went to sleep instead of... We didn't get to get all the questions. You wake up the next morning feeling refreshed and ravenous. As you make your way down the stairs, down the upstairs hallway, you begin to smell the inviting aroma of coffee and bacon. What's this? You enter the kitchen and find the other inhabitants gathered around the table, digging into their hearty breakfast. What's this? You join in. Morning light is streaming through the small window, causing motes of dust to sparkle and dance in the light. Jack? Were you and Margot having an affair? Because... What? Yar, Nancy. How could you ask me that after everything we've been through? You may be clever, Nancy, but you've got it very wrong on that count. I'm grateful for your help in trying to rescue Mr. Richards. I am. but I'm gonna drop you off at the train station this morning because of that. I'm hurt at what you just said. Oh, I'm sorry. Kimmy, I'm sorry for your that your birding trip was full of so much drama and tension. I'm very glad I got to meet you.
Thanks so much, Nancy. That's very kind of you. Yes, this was one of the strangest trips I've ever taken. So much unpleasantness and tragedy. But I don't regret coming here. Crimson's a beautiful place. Margot was very kind. Jack and Nathan really helped me feel at home here despite everything. I liked Mr. Richards too. He was he was the quiet type, like me. Sometimes people take that the wrong way. I didn't, not with him. Andy left Crimson. I can see why.
Oh, jeez. It's hard to keep going.
And Nancy, I'm very glad I got to meet you too. You're one of a kind, brave and clever. No matter what happens, I'm sure you'll make your dreams come true.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. I'll try my best. Nathan, I have to know.
Yeah?
I have to know, are there diamonds here in Crimson? Nathan and Jack exchange meaningful looks. Oh, so it was diamonds. I mean, I didn't really find any evidence of the presence of diamonds here. Oh, it wasn't the spy who was smoking 5 packs a day. It was actually Kimmy. Oh, really? Oh, because of the voice. Yes. Yeah. Why don't we leave it at that? Nancy, we know your field work is very important to you, and we certainly can't prevent you from divulging anything you may have discovered here. We can only ask that you think about what that news could mean for Crimson.
Yar, we like how it is now. I do too. And so did Margot and Mr. Richards.
What'll happen now? That'll partly depend on you, Nancy. Based on her voice, yeah. You all pile into Nathan's automobile. You're touched that Kimmy will make a long, arduous trip to see you off. As the automobile trundles away from the lodge, you crane your neck and take one last look. I'm really gonna miss this place, in spite of everything. You turn and face forward. The rattling of the rough road makes it hard to think. The only coherent thought you manage to have is, what will you tell your boss? And what could that mean for your future? This is a good choice if we get to make that choice.
Yar, the bridge has been repaired. You're all set to go home.
Ah, good. You are traveling light, Nancy. I wouldn't be too concerned. Train's gonna leave soon. You better get going, Nancy. Oh, but what about you, Kimmy?
I talked it over with Jack and Nathan. I think I'll stay for a bit. Been so tense here. I want to relax, enjoy the birds. And the fall migration is starting in a few weeks, and the leaves will be changing color. I promised Jack that I'd help with the lodge chores. I'll earn my keep.
That's wonderful news. I wish I could stay longer too, but I've got to get back to my job in the city.
Good luck, Nancy. I'm gonna miss you.
I'll miss you too, Kimmy. Be well. Bye, Nancy.
Yar. Bye, Nancy. Now go on. Train's not gonna wait forever.
Right. You stare out the train window. It's a clear, cool morning. As crisp and refreshing as it is this far north, you brace yourself for the muggy summer heat down by Toronto. Your mind is buzzing with all that transpired over the last few days. Feels like you're returning home from a long voyage. Can't help but wonder, did you miss anything? Did you leave any loose ends? Oh, tons. Would you like to be Would you like to be privy to some helpful introspective thoughts? Yes or no? Oh! No has been added to your book. Yes? You ponder the thoughts you had the previous nights before bed. Maybe Margot did have an accomplice for the ruby brooch theft. If only I'd found the brooch. Where could it be? Rangers didn't find it on Nessa. Hidden in the lodge somewhere? What could have happened to the Silver Steins? Maybe if I asked around Margot's death, folks would feel less protective of her and more talkative. Albert was an imposter, no question about it. He was definitely not an expert mineralogist. Glacial erratic boulder was not mineralogically relevant to this region. He had no idea. Was there another detail that I missed that would support my theory that he wasn't a well-read mineralogist? Albert's actions certainly didn't help his mineralogical charade. What about his words? Was there any written proof that he wasn't an expert mineralogist? Pretty sure that Nathan was Mr. Richards' friend. But did I miss an important detail of his actions? Jack and Nathan were doing something on the riverbank by the bridge. Yeah, we definitely missed that part. Perhaps if I approached that situation from a different direction, I would have heard their conversation. We didn't have the choice. What about that time Jack and Nathan met up in the carriage house? Could there have been a way to listen to them discuss things? Could I have been hidden somewhere? Oh geez. What if Nathan was trying to preserve and protect the lodge and lands? He might have sought out Albert's help. I should have kept my ears and eyes and ears open for that circumstance. That was in the boathouse. We missed it. We were following Nessa around. Did Nathan stand to lose anything by helping Mr. Richards? Oh, interesting. He wasn't at the dining room meeting with Ranger Murdoch. I was going to ask Jack about it at the time, but he didn't seem to want me to address that. Maybe if I asked Jack about Nathan after that meeting, or even Nathan himself, I'd learned something interesting. Jack and Nathan were trying to conceal something. Do you have any promising theories about that? If I was able to listen to their conversation by the bridge, maybe I would have learned more. Do I really think Margot and Jack were having an affair? What could they have been doing in the boudoir late that night? I unlocked Margot's vanity drawers. Maybe I'll learn more if I take a closer look inside. We did do that. Did Nessa come to the lodge intending to harm or threaten her brother? That could make a big difference in determining the severity of her crimes. Did Nessa bring anything with her that could have harmed her brother? I have a feeling Corvus's satchel contains important information that I've overlooked. Oh geez, we didn't accomplish anything in this game. I have a gut feeling those Jordan almonds are somehow a vital element, but how? I never found Nessa's ruby brooch. I wonder if it was hidden in the lodge. Oh yeah, we know that. Didn't solve the mystery of the missing silver wedding steins. I do know Margot took them. She admitted as much. I don't know where the steins are now. Maybe I should have made some inquiries. Particularly after Margot's death. Yeah, okay. Can't think of much else actually. You turn your attention towards your impending interview with Ranger Murdoch. You feel like you've investigated Margot's murder to the best of your ability. After a good deal of mulling over, you conclude, actually I'm satisfied with all I've done. I am. Thank goodness. Having reassured yourself, you fall quickly into a deep, dreamless sleep. You don't awaken until the train pulls into Union Station. To be fair, you're going to miss a lot of these unless you keep restarting the days and trying out everything you come up with. Kind of just played it honest where you got what you got. I mean, yeah, that's the spirit of the game, right? It's like it's a first playthrough. I didn't know what to expect. Ranger Murdoch meets you at Union Station as arranged. I mean, in some ways, yeah, I wouldn't expect on your first playthrough that you would play it flawlessly. I think that's the replayability of the game. Ranger Murdoch. Hello, Nancy. It's good to see you again. Would you like me to drive you home to rest? No thanks. I'm eager to have my interview. Let's go. All right, follow me. You look over at the wanted posters on the bulletin board and see a familiar face. The face has familiar features, but the expression gives you pause. It's unmistakably Margot, but she looks scared and angry, and the name is different too. The Margot you knew was at peace, kind, and caring. You feel fortunate to have met her when you did. The poster lists her offenses as assault, theft, racketeering, public nuisance. Nancy? Sorry, just lost in thought. Yes, that person's been on the most wanted list for a few years now. Skagway was a near lawless place. Sometimes who the criminals were was a matter of public opinion. And sometimes, if you didn't make friends with the right people, you could have got stuck with all sort of trumped up charges. Does she look familiar to you? No, I don't recognize her. Very well, let's begin. Suddenly, your boss, Professor Plummer, appears in the doorway. Oh no! Nancy! Oh, what voice do we give this man? I say, Nancy, there you are. Welcome back. I'd heard the train had come in. So, we're in the middle of a confidential interview. My apologies, I won't be but a moment. Nancy, what did you find? Are there diamonds and crimson? I say I must know. Yes or no? Your boss, Colonel Sanders. Colonel Professor Sanders Plum. No. I'm afraid I didn't find anything significant, Professor. I managed to obtain some good samples, though. And I think I'd still be able to produce a good report from my fieldwork. It just won't be very exciting. I'm sorry to hear it, Nancy. As for exciting, most research isn't. Don't worry too much about that. Come see me when you're ready, and I'll help you with your report. Thanks so much, Professor. Take care now, Nancy. I'll see you soon. Okay, now let's really begin. Any information you provide will be kept strictly confidential, of course. Thank you, I appreciate it, Ranger Murdoch. Nessa Krabby is wanted in connection with Evan Richards' kidnapping and murder, Margot's murder, and attempted fraud. After examining the area, we believe Mr. Richards was assaulted at the jetty near their lodge. Do you have any evidence connecting Nessa to the scene at the jetty? Yes or no? Oh, yes. Yes, we do. Yes. Yes, I do. What evidence did you find? If there are multiple points to make, we'll discuss them separately. One-word answers will suffice. Well, we have, shoe. I'm not sure if that's relevant. Do you have anything else to show me? Hair. What? Do you have anything else to show me that could connect Nessa to the possible crime scene we found on the jetty? Yes or no? Yes. Yes, I do. What evidence did you find? Hair. Okay, inventory. Oh, we have her hair. Okay, let's do hairs. Okay. Yes. Hairs. That's not relevant. Yes. Fingerprint? Okay, we found Nessa's fingerprint. It was made of thick glass. It wouldn't have been broken from being tipped over or dropped from carrying height. I think Nessa had a confrontation with Evan on the jetty, during which she forcibly threw the decanter down, causing it to break. Well done, Nancy. Our investigators found that broken decanter and came to a similar conclusion. Did you find anything in the area besides the jetty that would connect Nessa or Evan's kidnapping? Yes or no? Okay, yes. What evidence? Okay, now we'll do hairs. I recovered these hairs from the woods north of the jetty. I'm pretty confident they belong to Nessa. You hand the long gray-brown hairs over to the Ranger Murdoch. Wow, our investigators didn't find any hairs. I'll send someone over to take another look. Bulbs of these hairs are intact. That means that they need to be ripped from the scalp with some force. Definitely implies she was part of a struggle in that area. Going to have to keep these hairs, Nancy. Of course. Do you have anything else to share that would connect Nessa to Evan's kidnapping in areas other than the jetty? We don't actually have her footprints. No. How about yes? Button. That's not relevant? Okay. No. Okay, moving on. He's being held in the lodge's smokehouse before being moved to the garnet mine. Find any evidence to support our theory regarding this unlawful confinement? Yes. What evidence did you find? Okay. Button. Yes. Inventory. What did we find? So we found the Jordan almonds. Let's do Jordan almonds. Oh, that's not relevant. Okay. Fragments? Okay, no. The shoe? Oh, okay. Oh, I should have did the shoe then? Oh. How'd you figure that out? How did I figure it out? The jam bowl. I felt like the shoe didn't count because it we don't actually have that in our inventory. Tasted it. Yes, it was delicious. Symbol even resembled the thumbprint cookies, which I learned are called hallogröntat in Swedish. Shoe prints rather. Raspberry cave in English. And a raspberry cave could be a garnet mine? Exactly. Mr. Richards was talking about the garnet mines at dinner on the night I arrived in Crimson. He said they'd been deserted for years. It was the perfect place for them to hide him. They were swollen and inflamed. Death was accidental. Did he choke to death on Jordan almonds? She was trying to feed him. Do you have any knowledge that might contradict her claim? We don't. I mean, we know that he was allergic to almonds. What did you learn? Allergic? That's not relevant. No. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Do you have any of this connect Corvus to the crimes? Okay, so yes. Button. I observed Corvus wearing a striped vest with his exact type of button that very same night. If you examine Corvus' clothing, I'm sure that you'll find that one of the buttons is missing on one of his vests. Did indeed make note of this missing button, and now we know what happened to it. Very good piece of evidence, Nancy. May I have it? Of course. Do you have anything else? Please continue or say no, and I'll ask another question. Okay, let's do the shoe print. Let's see if that works. Oh, we could have did shoe prints. They're still wet. It me that was either present during the objection. I doubt Nessa, an elderly lady, could have dragged her brother away with that amount of force. That's terrific work, Nancy. Our investigators didn't see any shoe prints on the jetty. They must have dried up before we got there. But now that we know that they're there, perhaps more forensic processes will help reveal them. I think Corvus's movements during that time are pretty clear. Very thorough of you. Every bit helps. I think that's all the information I have about connecting Corvus to the crimes against Mr. Richards. Okay, let's move on. What about any lesser crimes? We suspect Corvus was brought to the lodge by Nessa to commit fraud. Do you know anything that would help us build that case? Yes? What proof do you have that Corvus intended on engaging in fraud? Will? I really do think that Corvus was engaged in fraud, but I don't have any actual proof. Oh no. That's okay, we can move on. And what about Karl Leffler, aka Albert Respa? What can you tell me about him? Rangers apprehended him, in the middle of his sabotage. Yeah. So that's an open and shut case. But we suspect that the man is involved in other illegal acts. If we actually found it. That was what, on the train when Nancy was saying that we should have checked his satchel. Other criminal activities to him, yes. Oh, actually attribute other criminal activities? Nancy looks like a deer in the headlights right now. And I feel the exact same way. What was this? This is the blasting caps. This is a bullet. How about bullet? That's not relevant. Other criminal activities. Yes. Caps. He sabotaged the train bridge. On the same strip of the telegraph tape that revealed Albert's real name and the next target for the sabotage, it said, "Well done in crimson." I found a stick of dynamite under his bed. I think it rolled there when he was packing to hurriedly leave the lodge. On the way to the lodge on the first night in Crimson, Jack commented on how heavy Carl's set of luggage was. I bet most of Carl's luggage was dedicated to hauling explosive equipment, dynamite, and blasting caps. In fact, I found a tin of blasting caps that Carl left in the lodge, as well as a bullet. He was definitely up to no good. Outstanding. Very well done. Gee, thanks. Carl's fingerprint is on the tin of blasting caps. He definitely handled them. Excellent work, Nancy. May I have the tin? It's very compelling evidence. Of course, here you go. I don't think we're a very good detective. We thought we had a lot of evidence, but I don't know if we actually had a lot of evidence. We just had stuff. We got a lot of evidence to prove Margot was poisoned. Carl knew to store the dynamite separately from the blasting caps. He probably had training with explosives, or at least some prior knowledge. and I'm almost certain that if rangers search the immediate area around the bridge, they will find discarded luggage, possibly part of the same set, with explosive residue inside. This is very helpful information. We originally suspected Leffler on the bridge sabotage, but hadn't thought to search for luggage that matches the set he was carrying when we arrested him at the Sioux Locks. That would be a very compelling connection to make, should we find such an item. Speaking of items, do you happen to have his telegraph tape? Oh yeah, I do. You give the telegraph tape to the ranger. Thanks, Nancy. Do you have the bullet? Absolutely. Thanks, Nancy. If you have something else you'd like to tell me about Leffler, just say so. Or say no, and I'll ask something else. I mean, no. Okay, moving on. And finally, Margot's death. Margot's murder, you mean? It does appear to be the case. We're looking into it. Do you have any evidence you'd like to give me that could help us make a case for Margot's murder? Yes. So let's start with, yes. Glad to hear it. Please show me one item at a time. When you're done, just say so. Okay, let's do flypaper. Found this empty box of flypaper in the garden shed. After reading its tiny warning label, I discovered the flypaper contains arsenic. Jack maintains the supply of flypaper at the lodge, but this is the only box that was in the shed. And this box looks crisp and new, but empty. I suspected Nessa was stealing flypaper and extracting arsenic from it. An interesting theory, Nancy. May I take this box into evidence? Of course. Okay, do you have anything else to show me? Yes. Jam jar. I recovered this jam jar from the river by Crimson Lodge. I think it's a key piece of evidence against Nessa regarding Margot's poisoning. You hand the jam jar over to Ranger Murdoch. Thanks, Nancy. What can you tell me about it? There's a powdery white residue inside, along with a bit of flypaper. Yeah, you're sitting here all stoked to present your evidence, and the ranger is just like, why the hell are you lugging all these rocks around? I mean, and also, really good point. We don't have any luggage. We're just, this stuff must have been heavy to be lugging around. Although I wouldn't be surprised if it's arsenic. Really? Yes, the box with the flypaper strips warns that they contain arsenic. Pretty dangerous stuff. We'll find out one way or the other. Thanks, Nancy. Found a fingerprint on the outside of the jam jar. It's Nessa's fingerprint. This could go a long way towards connecting, towards Margot's death. And possibly ruling the death of poisoning. Excellent work. What's more, I'm getting mixed up over who's saying what. What's more, I overheard Nessa having a conversation with Corvus in the apple orchard. She admitted to soaking the flypaper in glass jars to obtain poison, storing it in her flask, and tossing the jars over the waterfall. It's pretty incriminating, especially if the evidence can back up your story. Hopefully Miss Crabble will still have the flask in her possession when we apprehend her. Oh, it would really help build a case against Nessa. Do you have anything else to show me? We have a lantern. Not helpful. Not helpful. Cigar isn't helpful. Map. The water glass? Yeah, I think that's the last one. Yes. Glass. I saw Nessa bring a jug and drinking glass to Margot's boudoir. That struck me as suspicious because there was no love lost between them. Later, after some of the water evaporated, a white residue was left behind. Yes, that is very suspicious. May I have this, Nancy? Here you go. No, that's everything. Moving on. I think that does it, actually. Thanks for your time, Nancy. head home after completing your interview with Ranger Murdoch and immediately set to work on your field report of Crimson. You write at length about the samples you've obtained and the observations you made, though you do leave out a few details, such as that there are diamonds in Crimson. Professor Plummer proves to be an enthusiastic and patient mentor, despite his mild disappointment at the unremarkable findings. You impressed him with your attention to detail and hard work. Together you produce an impeccable field report that is published by the Royal Canadian Museum and eventually endorsed by the Geological Survey of Canada. Your first publication, Nancy. A real feather in your cap. Weeks pass. Soon you're immersed in your regular life. You become an expert on the filing system and even suggest some ways to improve it. You find yourself missing the fresh air, though. The roaring waterfalls and rushing rivers of Crimson. You wonder if you'll ever hear about how things are going up there. Until one day...
There you are, Nancy. I thought today's newspaper might be of interest to you.
You start reading the newspaper. The largest article is about Nessa Krabby. She's considered a fugitive and wanted in connection with Margot's murder, her brother's murder, and kidnapping, assault, and attempted fraud. The article mentions that Nessa's alleged accomplice, Corvus Shaw, is being charged for his role in Margot's and Evan's murder, Evan's kidnapping, assault, and attempted fraud. You're relieved to see no mention of Crimson anywhere, not even in the smallest news items. You figure no news is good news. There's no mention at all about Albert, aka Carl's, attempted sabotage at the Souk locks, only that there will be minor delays due to routine maintenance. They probably want to make sure there aren't any more explosive devices in and around the locks, had Albert succeeded. You shudder to think of it. You skim the rest of the newspaper, but nothing else catches your eye. That's a relief, I suppose.
Too bad about that whole diamond fiasco, eh, Nancy? But we both knew it was a long shot. Good luck today, kiddo. I'll say, see you tomorrow, bright and early.
Yes, sir. You start the long walk home. You're relieved that Crimson won't become an open pit mine, and that Kimmy and her cormorants are safe and happy.
Oh, we need another voice. Hi, Nancy.
Another late night, eh? I've got a bit of stew saved for you. Kept it nice and warm on the stove. Thanks, Miss Williams. I'm starving.
Go on, lass. Oh, this should have been like Irish. Go on in, lass. I'll serve it up.
I'll be down in a bit.
Okay, lass. You take your time.
That's probably the best I could have hoped for. Miss Williams ladles a hearty bowl of stew and slices a bit of bread for you. Food is delicious and warms you to the bone. She sits with you and the two of you chat about the goings-on in the neighborhood. You're grateful she rents you a room so cheaply. Museum clerks don't get paid very much. Once your belly is full and Miss Williams has washed the bowl, she waves you away from this menial task. You step lightly upstairs, lest you wake the other lodgers. Oh no! Oh no, 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 no. Nessa's not gonna be there, is she? Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, goodness. You fall asleep as your head hits the pillow. You're exhausted, and tomorrow will be another exhausting day. But every exhausting day is another step closer to making your dreams come true. Well done, Nancy. You could have done better in your investigation of the motives and actions of the other guests at the lodge. You scored 5 points out of 24. Oh no, that's terrible. You performed satisfactorily during your interview with the ranger, but you could have been more helpful. You scored 9 points out of 19. Oh man. With Ranger Burdock, you did pretty well in your investigation and reporting of Margot's death. You scored 6 out of the 8 points. Oh, really? I wonder what are the 2 we missed. Carl Leffler, aka Albert Respa, was tried and found guilty of sabotage of the railway bridge, attempted sabotage of the Sioux Locks, espionage, fraud, theft, and a litany of minor charges. He was incarcerated at Kingston Penitentiary until his death 12 years later of a heart attack. The Sioux Locks were patrolled by the Northwest Mounted Police for the duration of the Great War, and no other sabotage attempts were made. Thanks to this vigilance, Canadian supply lines along the Great Lakes waterways remained uninterrupted. This played an important part in Commonwealth war efforts and crucially contributed to the Allied victory. Corvus Shaw was found guilty of being an accomplice in Evan's kidnapping and murder. He was disbarred and served 8 years in a medium security prison. Upon release, he dedicated himself to community service. You'd wish you'd recovered evidence for the authorities to charge him with forgery and attempted fraud, but you're glad he had to face the consequences of the other crimes. Margot was laid to rest alongside Evan and his parents in Crimson's lushly overgrown cemetery in an informal service attended by Jack, Nathan, and Kimmy. You wish you'd been able to make Nessa face justice from Margot's murder, but at least Margot's at rest where she was loved. Kimmy stayed at the lodge until after the autumn migration of birds, when she returned to Vancouver. She's from Vancouver? From then on, she'd visit Crimson for the spring and autumn migrations, as well as the cormorant's nesting season every summer. Following Evan's death, Jack remained at the lodge, continuing to take care of it under the supervision of the Cardinal family. When Jack became old and creaky, the Cardinals in turn took care of him. He wasn't already old and cranky? Nathan had a verbal agreement with Evan about the fate of the lodge, but unfortunately, Evan died before he was able to put it into writing. Nessa had such serious charges laid against her, including Evan's murder, her face was put on wanted posters all across Canada. Whether she perished in the mines or chose to remain hidden until the end of her days, she was unable to meddle further in her brother's or Nathan's affairs. With every passing year, everything but the lodge and the train station were slowly reclaimed by the wilderness. The secret of the Crimson Diamonds remained hidden. Nessa was never seen again. It could be that she never made it out of the mine, or that she kept a low profile after her escape. It rankles you that she got away with at least one murder. You find yourself looking over your shoulder often, and you still see her vengeful, fire-lit face in your nightmares. Evan Richards was buried alongside Margot and his parents in Crimson, which is exactly what he wanted. Some say his restless spirit haunts the cemetery to this day, mourning the suspicious demise of his lady love. You had many sleepless nights over the fact that not only did Nessa get away, but also you weren't able to prove she murdered Margot. You hoped Mr. Richards would forgive you if he knew. We weren't able to prove that? You continue working diligently as a clerk at the Royal Canadian Museum. A month later, you're accepted at the University of Toronto in the Department of Geology and Paleontology as an undergraduate. Professor Plummer spoke highly of your fieldwork in Crimson in his letter of recommendation. Although your findings weren't revolutionary, he tells you that impeccable work, regardless of result, is the bedrock of any scientific discipline, and that he's very proud of you. A few months later, you receive a letter from Ranger Murdoch praising your investigative prowess and tenacity in helping to foil the sabotage attempt at the Sulaks. He says you're a natural detective and that he hopes your paths will cross again someday. Thanks for playing. Yay! Fun game. Oh my goodness. Okay, so chat. When this game was first announced, I knew I wanted to play it. And I think then, like when it first came out, like there was maybe a demo for it, which I didn't play. Because I was like, well, I don't want to play the demo. I want to play the full thing. I'll just wait for when it's released. And I think that it didn't come out for like a while after that. And then it kind of just got lost in the backlog. So I'm really happy that I got a chance to play it. I'm glad that you got to just hang out while we were playing it. Dadaliers, thanks for hanging out with us today. And I guess the question is, what are we doing on Thursday? On Thursday, I think we're going to be playing Star Trek Borg. We're going to go through it. I think that'll just be a one stream, and I don't know what we're going to do after it. But this game was a ton of fun. This was a good time. I wish that we were better at it. I wonder what the perfect ending looks like. I also think that this game is probably easier in one or two sittings, like that are close together. Because we started it on January 1st. And now it's January 10th. Like that's a fragmented, disjointed kind of way to keep everything in your head as you're going. In the perfect ending, you capture Nessa in the mine, and Evan, of course, also lives. Yeah. Okay, so I'm curious, what should I have done to get to the save Evan ending? What would have saved Evan? You could have taken the almonds off of the trunk at least. Okay. See, I feel like I thought of that, and I felt like the game didn't want me to do it. Maybe I wasn't close enough. Oh, and it would have worked if you put out the lantern. A couple of things around the fire I was talking about. Okay. We'll need to revisit this game at some point just to get the good ending. Probably when there's a longer stretch of time to remember all the things that are happening. But again, going back to like knowing what direction to come to eavesdrop on Jack and Nathan. Like there's a few things that is it helps when like you groundhog. It's like a groundhog day. Like it's like, oh yeah. I've already played this day before. So I know go this way, find these things. But that'll have to be for a different stream. Oh goodness. All right. Daddlers. No, I'm saying it wrong. How should I be saying it? Thanks for hanging out. Chat, thanks for just like hanging out with this cozy game and playing with us over these last 4. That is probably the easiest way to say it. There's no actual real way. Okay. All right. Well, chat, thanks for hanging out. Chat, thank you for also just playing through this cozy game with us over the last 4 streams. And we'll see you on Thursday as we play through Star Trek Borg. The 1996 classic? Question mark? But until then, stay warm because there's in actual Canada, it is not a nice breezy summer. It is terrible, sleet, icy, gross outside. Remember the remastered HD version of Borg, by the way. So, oh, that's just it. We have a I've forgotten the name. Somebody on GitHub remastered the entire engine. So there is a there is a easy to run, great looking version of that game that I am excited to relive because it came out in 1996. So 30 years ago, I played that game and I had a ton of fun doing it. I can't wait to do it because I just forgot that that game existed. Yeah, I think they used some Japanese DVD release for it. Okay. All right, I need to make sure that I am using the good version of the because it does look a little grainy when I was testing it out. I'll look into it. Okay. Have a great night. I'm gonna mute my microphone. I'm gonna wave goodbye, and I hope that you stay warm.
I think I will go now.